Shit. Got your ass.
What is up, everybody? This is Ed. We're back with another video, another episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. Again, my name is Edward Anderson. Today we're talking Diddy. Diddy Do It, as 50 Cent wants to do a documentary about Diddy, which is going to be crazy. I bet you he's going to sell that to Netflix. Yeah. Anyway, Diddy arrests 50 Cent, Charlamagne the God, and other celebrities react. This article is by Steve Forbes. I have my thoughts, but let's go through this and have a conversation about it. So, rapper Sean Diddy Combs was arrested Monday and pleaded guilty, or not guilty, Tuesday to charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, and will remain in custody until his trial, provoking a range of sharp reactions from rapper and longtime critic 50 Cent and other celebrities in the hip-hop and R&B community. Here's the thing, man. Diddy is not going to be the only one that they lock up. This is absolutely why he paid the amount of money he paid. I believe it was around 35 to 40 million to Cassie Ventura, and he did it as fast as he could. I think the curtains was in then. I think the case was already there. They made a decision that they were going to go for it, and it was already too late. Enough information had already put out there. And the reality is, you can't be hiding in plain sight like this and doing what he's been doing for as long as he's been doing it. Diddy's been doing stuff for the better part of 2 years, which I don't even know why now they want to make a big deal as to going after him. And he had to have understood that he was going to get it one way or the other. And it's just amazing to me when you think of all the stuff Diddy has been involved in, get out the vote, all of the people he's been entangled with, how, when, to be honest with you, anybody that was truly in the know knew that some stuff was going on. But here we go. Here's some key facts. Combs was indicted on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force. Wow, they had that by force. Cause or coercion and transportation to engage in prostitution, with prosecutors alleging he engaged in physical abuse, coercion, and obstruction from justice when organizing sex parties he described as freak-offs. 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson III, tweeted a photo of him and actor Drew Barrymore, captioned, "Here I am keeping good company with Barrymore, and I don't have 1,000 bottles of lube at the house," referencing investigators finding while they searched Combs' home in March, when law enforcement recovered more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, according to Combs' indictment. This is crazy. You already know a lot of the YouTubers are going to have a lot to say to this. It's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. This is unfortunate because obviously, Sean Combs is a black man. This is yet another attempt to make black men the face of sex crime, sex trafficking. And obviously, if he did what he did, he need to get what he get. But that element is not an element I'm going to act like it's not there, especially with, Jeffrey Epstein's main, co-conspirator, his assistant, being denied her last appeal. I'll probably do a video on that, a quick video on that. But let's jump right into the DA having a press conference commenting on what he is talking about, because it's one thing for me to say this and read this off the screen. It's another thing to hear him say a lot of these things and what they found and what's going on. So this is going to be about 2 or 3 minutes. I'll speed the video up a little bit on that so y'all can get as much as you can for your time. But check it out. Here comes the DA, and I'll talk to you on the other side.
Transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what...
All right, so there you have it. To me, it's surreal hearing this from the DA, hearing it come out of his mouth. It's one thing to hear like people in the podcast world or people in the Breakfast Club say some of this stuff. When you hear like a lot of that stuff, it's like, yo, how could he did as much as he did for as long as he did? And let's be real. Like I said before I played the video. Well, let's do this. Let's go through some of the stuff that 50 Cent had to say. 50 Cent has had a feud for Diddy for years. So 50 Cent has a long criticized Combs in the lead up to his indictment. In May, 50 Cent reshared a post from the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office condemning a video showing Combs assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura at Los Angeles Hotel in 2016. The attack took place beyond the statute of limitations, provoking 50 Cent to say the office released a video knowing they can't charge him with what we saw, but that they know we can't unsee it. What we saw, 50 Cent also chimed in on the raids conducted on Combs' residence, saying in a tweet, they don't come like that unless they got a case. 50 Cent put out a diss track against Combs in 2016, announced last year his production company would produce a documentary about the numerous allegations against Combs titled Diddy Do It. So like I was saying, the reality is there's a propaganda element. You've got Harvey Weinstein, his case a few months ago. He got out on some bullshit technicality. Then you got, Jeffrey Epstein's like main accomplice. Her appeal has been basically denied. And so at the end of the day, you got to make no mistake. Between R. Kelly, between Bill Cosby, between Diddy and others, they always want black men to be the face of sex crime. They want black men to be the face of sex trafficking. And this is one of the things that has everything you need, all the elements that you would want in order to, yet again, spread another black man out there and keep him in the news to keep that going. Make no mistake, just because this is a election year. The election stuff is gonna come and go. We got T minus what 10 weeks left on that right now, and then that's done. You'll have another, coverage as far as what's going on, blah blah blah. Depending on who wins, that's gonna be crazy. So you already know they want stuff to fill out the news outlets with the holiday season, and you have all the elements here. So you already know you're gonna get wall to wall coverage when it comes to this, and it's gonna be crazy. So there's that element. The fact of the matter is, like I said before, Diddy has been doing this for the better part of 2 decades. So why now? Why now? Why all of a sudden you go after him now when there's been plenty of lawsuits, plenty of people going at him? Are you really telling me it took you this long in order to get him got? But sometimes this is, and I hate to use this analogy, but I'm gonna use it. You give somebody rope to hang themselves, and maybe that's what was going on. Maybe. But I highly doubt it. But I'm definitely gonna. This is obviously not the first video on this. This will be something I come back to over and over again. So let me know what your thoughts. What do you think about these allegations? What do you think that this has been a long time coming? Do you think they should have dealt with him sooner? Do you think that obviously the Tupac thing is out there? Do you think that other people are going to get indicted? Do you think they're going to indict them in order to get them to snitch on Diddy? Which is what I personally think is coming. Do you want to see me do a Patreon kind of private stream on this? What do you think about Diddy's kids, Diddy's family, Diddy's sons? Because he's got to, deal with that. And what do you think about what the DA had to say? Do you think Kamala Harris is going to speak on this? Do you think Donald Trump is going to speak on this? So let me know what your thoughts. As always, like the video. Check in with a like. Check out with a comment. Let me know what your opinion is. If you're new here, I definitely go in on my lives, and these videos are going to be the start of more to come. So make sure you hit that sub button if you're already sub, and if you're not sub, hit that notification button as well. Y'all stay complaining y'all don't get my videos on time. And with that said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.
Shit, got your ass.